Hello and welcome back to this House of Walls. I am here in our schoolroom today to share our morning basket. This is our current morning basket and it is all secular, which I know can be kind of against the grain, I think. I think morning baskets were initially made so that you could incorporate Bible time and stories, but in our family we don't do that. So I thought I would bring you guys along to share what goes into our morning basket and kind of things that we rotate in that doesn't necessarily fit in here. But here we go. So the first thing are some stickers. My kids love when they're done with a worksheet or something to get some stickers put onto it. And then in the state of Virginia, we do have to show some sort of proof of progress, and we do that by using an evaluator that can look at our work and what my kids have accomplished in the school year. And so I have just a little date stamper, and that just helps me keep track of when their work was completed. We of course always have a read aloud going, and so right now we have The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo. We are loving this book. We are not halfway through. So this is always a must that we do every single morning. Behind me, you can see our calendar, and so we had kind of dropped this for a little bit, but I have incorporated it back in. So every day they put the date up on the calendar, and then we talk about the weather and what yesterday was, today is, and tomorrow will be, and so that's just kind of, it's a nice introduction into talking about the day. We also use this Word of the Day book. We started this last year and didn't quite finish, so I pulled it out again for this year. And we are using it a little bit differently just to kind of really help things stick. So when we do the Word of the Day, I have these little lined papers, and so we write the word on it, and then we actually hang it up on the wall so that we can visually see that word all the time. And then the really fun thing about this Word of the Day book is that when you get to the end of the month, there's a story with a QR code, and so you can actually scan the QR code and somebody will read the story that has all of that month's Word of the Days in it. So it's a fun way to end the month and then continue on the next month. The last thing in our morning basket is our planners. So my boys, they each have their own separate planner, and then I have mine. And I do plan to do a much more detailed flip through of what is in all of these planners at a different time. But my kids are basically their work that they need to do, and so they can go on and cross it off. Mine has a lot more in it of what we actually accomplished that day. I do love reverse planning. And then I do make lists at the beginning of the year before we start our actual curriculum with what the curriculum entails, just so that I can wrap my mind, okay, how long is this curriculum going to take? How many days a week do we need to do it to be able to finish it by the end of the year if that's our goal, and things like that. So I will give a more detailed flip through soon. Alright, so this is what is always in here. Then we do have a rotating batch of books and games and things like that, and so I will pull that over and we'll go through that. So for different days of the week, we do different things. So Mondays, we usually do some kind of a book. I have a whole bookcase of storybooks that we can pick from. This week we are going to be reading The Good Egg. It's been a while since we have read this, so I'm going to start with this. This is also a great time where we can incorporate a science or history book from what we are learning about that week, and so sometimes we'll do that. This week I thought it would be great to just do a little storybook. Alright, Tuesdays is poetry or retellings. So I do have this Aesop for Children book. I have The Random House of Poetry for Children, Sing a Song of Popcorn, and Mother Goose. So if we are interested in some poetry, I'll flip through that, and I might find just some random ones, or if there's a special holiday or seasonal thing that we can read about, I'll pick some poems out from that. And then we also do love some retellings. So I have the Delaris Books of Greek Myths, A World Full of Dickens Stories. We love these types of books. They bring in the main plots of stories, but make it so that children can understand it. So I have the Charles Dickens one and the Shakespeare stories. On Wednesdays, we like to incorporate a game. I have an entire, cedar chest full of games. One of our quick, easy go-to ones is Spot It. My kids love it, and we play a couple of rounds and then are ready for the day. On Thursday, we pull out our Big Life journals, and so both of my kids have one. And this just creates kind of positive thinking and just working through feelings and things like that. So we really like these and enjoy incorporating them into our morning work. And then for Friday, I don't have anything to show, but you can see behind me we have a whole bunch of art. And so Fridays is kind of our art day. That's when we can pick out a YouTube video of art, or if we have an art box that has something, or if there's something that we can do for history or science or anything like that, we can throw it onto Friday in the morning and get that art project done. My kids love doing art and different varieties and things like that, so it's a fun way to start our Friday and our last day of the school week. Alright, so that is how we incorporate a morning basket into our homeschool. It's something we have incorporated, or sometimes we kind of slack off and we might really only do, not the stickers, but the read aloud. And it just kind of depends where we are in life at that moment. But as for right now, this is what our morning basket looks like. As for now, I'm going to go put this stuff away and get ready for today and our start to learning. Leave a comment below. Let me know if there's anything else that you incorporate into your morning basket and how you use a morning basket. I would love to know.